This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
No. When
we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings, you're watching SeptumSin vs. the World. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobukijake.
Hey.
We're here to show you what we got.
Yeah.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
We got a lot of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
About 6 cool stuffs.
Yes.
Today.
Exactly.
So I will let Jake start us off this time to show us all the cool stuff he's got.
Well, the first one at least.
Yes.
And I'm going to lead off with a cool one. I've actually got 2 mini themes here. And the first one is eBay. And the second one is Sentai. So, so I have a couple of eBay purchases to start off with. And the first one is one that I thought I've been wanting for a while. Mm-hmm. Been thinking about for a while. And it's long been a thought that we would probably end up discussing this on Movies Galore or Delusions of Grandeur, as the case may be. And it came very close to making the cut this past month until things caused us to shuffle the theme a couple of months. But the film has been resubmitted. But before all that happened, I was just like, I need to just put the damn thing in my collection, said the White Rabbit. So I went ahead and got one of the greatest family-friendly productions ever made of a children's book. A little Czech film called Alice, which you have heard us joke repeatedly about this on the channel because of the oft-quoted said the White Rabbit. This is one of the creepiest friggin' movies I have ever seen, and I was intrigued by it. Very, very intrigued. It is, of course, a rendition of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, or rather, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, I guess if you want to be precise. It is a little girl surrounded by creepy-ass puppets. That's pretty much the movie in a nutshell. Minimal dialogue. The main dialogue being the repeated phrase, said the White Rabbit. I really can't wait till we talk about this on Movies Galore. I think it's coming soon. I hope it's coming soon. But now I am prepared for it.
Well, I'll be voting for it. So my theme is random stuff that's in my collection that I have to submit.
Okay.
And that will be something I inherited from my father. Technically, you inherited part, but I replaced, I gave you my copy. And I took his because I like the lenticular cover that his has, which is the Porky's Ultimate Collection. You see how it does the little kick thing? So, nothing else different-wise, by the way. Just, you've got Porky's Revenge, you've got Porky's 2 the next day, and you got Porky's. Now, these have some sentimentality. The first one does, anyway. My father showed it to me when I was young. Probably too young to see it, but he liked to do that.
I was going to say, these are also classic kids productions.
But it's kind of fun. I really did enjoy it. Really and truly, I would say this is the predecessor to stuff like, say, American Pie or Road Trip or something like that, which now those are old. Boy.
Well, I see. See. American Pie has that one, American Reunion, that really illustrates how friggin' old I am.
So, what would you say would be the current example of this type of film? Or is there one? Is it capable of being an example this time?
I don't watch current movies.
Well, I don't know many current comedies. That's the thing. Maybe Palm Springs doesn't know.
I'm trying to think what raunchy comedies I've seen in the last couple of years.
Do they do raunchy comedies anymore?
Oh, they do.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh, well.
But I can't say that I've seen many of them.
I'm so out of touch. with comedy, raunchy comedies anyway.
Right. Well, speaking of recent films, this is not a Porky-style comedy. But I bought this from a company, I think they go by the name Blow It Outta Here on eBay. And they usually offer discounts on selected items if you buy multiples. Mm-hmm. And this was one of them. I think it was 15% off if you bought 2 or more. So I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to find a second. And I could have kept going. There were plenty of things I could have gotten. But I ended up going with another one, partly because I wasn't sure how often I would see it in the wild. This is also one that could show up one day on Movies Galore. Certain of our group are fans of wrestling for whatever reason. But I actually really enjoyed this movie when I saw it. And I had an opportunity to get it pretty cheaply. I went for it. And that is a film by Stephen Merchant called Fighting with My Family, which stars Florence Pugh as Paige. Yeah, I believe that was her stage name, was Paige. I can't remember her proper name. But this is based on actual life events of a pretty well-known WWE fighter. I think WWE. I'm not an expert on this stuff. But the film also features Nick Frost, Lena Headey, Vince Vaughn, and The Rock basically playing himself back when he was The Rock. Playing himself back, you know what I mean. But it's basically about this scrappy, underfunded family from Britain that really loves wrestling. Mm-hmm. And of course, the girl who has the least interest is the one who ends up getting picked to move onward in it. And it's a pretty solid film. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to maybe seeing it again, maybe for a discussion, because I know Dave will go for this one. I've told him so, and I think the rest, there might be several that would enjoy it.
Well, you know me, I try to collect every film we cover in some Movies Galore, eventually. I think I've got most of them. I even have the ones that I wasn't on for. Like, I think, like, a Serbian film, for instance.
Ugh.
I didn't get the joy of being on that
I probably
discussion.
Won't get that one.
So, a film that, if you don't have, I'm sure you will have in the future, is one of the 2 films. I think there's another film out that hasn't come out on physical yet, for a series that was one of the later ones that was done by a company that had a bad fire, but still running currently. And that is Violet Evergarden, Eternity, and the Auto Memory Doll.
Okay.
I really need to get in on this and watch it.
Yeah.
I say that about a lot. I've just started Those Who Hunt Elves, today.
That was the film that was in production when they had the fire, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. And there's another one that came out not too long ago. And that one, I think, hasn't been released yet here.
I think so.
But that's going to be up on my list as well to get when it does. A lot of cool things, a lot of exciting anime in the pike, and I have not gotten a chance to catch up on any of it. Though, like I said, Those Who Hunt Elves, shoot, I've had that in my lineup for years. And finally I'm getting to it, but that's only because we're doing the anime discussion.
I think that's what almost everyone said. Like, almost everyone participating. Yeah, I've got it, but I've never watched it.
I think that was the thing. Is like when we were offered the choices, I think we disappointed Mo when we decided, like, oh, Those Who Hunt Elves. Because we're like, we all have a copy. We haven't seen our copy yet.
Yeah.
And many of us haven't seen it yet. And this I plan on seeing. Hopefully we can bring the series up one day as a possibility. But I do look forward to it. I still don't know much about this particular series, but we'll see in the future.
Alright. My next one is a series that, unfortunately, I can say in one word why I, A, took forever to get half the series, and B, now have only half the series with no clear line as to when I will get the other half. And that word is Aniplex.
Dun,
But
dun, dun.
a series that I really hope we get to touch on one day in Movies Galore is Dura, because that is a fun show, and it's got a lot we could talk about. And I have the first season, and the first season is quite excellent. But then they did something kind of weird. If I remember correctly, I think they did 3 short bursts that were each a season, but they were lumped together as a season for the American Aniplex release. But they weren't really lumped together. Aniplex did piecemeal releases, and he has all 6 volumes. I don't think they ever got around to doing a combined release. And I don't think they ever... Well, they did do a Blu-ray, but...
Yeah, but in the same format.
exact same format. So I ended up, honestly, kind of not even noticing format when I started these orders, and luckily I ended up getting pieces that are all the same format. It's just not my preferred format. But anyway, so...
A lot of them are out of print.
Well, that's the thing. But I did manage for a relatively almost reasonable price, which gives me a little more leeway to hunt down the others, to get 3 volumes of Dura X2.
Awesome.
I got Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 4.
So, half down.
So I'm half down. I think we together watched Volume 1.
A part of the other one.
And maybe started, you said we did 8 episodes, right?
Yeah. Because
So
there's
how
less than
many-
that many on the... I know that there's...
Yes, there's 6 episodes in Volume 1.
Yep, so...
See, okay, again, really, Aniplex, you going to do these 6 episodes per and charge the prices that you were charging? But anyway, like I said, patience may ultimately prove to be a virtue with this. I managed to get all of these for about 60, maybe a little less. So that's not too bad, but I'll probably be paying close to that per volume for the rest.
Yeah. I know mine wasn't that cheap, but I got all of them together, so...
But it's such a fun show. You got your Dullahan Celti hiding there in the background, and then main dude, of course I can't remember his name, and then you got your the bartender and his is that that's not Isaiah behind
Yeah, that's
him.
him, I think.
Was that
isn't it? Am I
Isaiah?
saying this
No,
right?
that's Isaiah.
Yeah, there you go.
Isaiah. Yeah, so you got, and then you got this little group of weirdos that keep showing up from time to time. But basically, for those of you unfamiliar with the show, it basically follows a whole bunch of interconnected storylines in Ikebukuro. And basically, the second season picks up where the first season leaves off and introduces a couple new characters, Isaiah's twin sisters and a couple other characters. And it's good times. Yeah.
So, my next one is one I'd wanted to get for a while. It came out on Blu-ray, which was good because the DVD was kind of harder to find. Mm-hmm. And I was glad to see it get some new release love. I didn't have it yet. I had watched it a lot on VHS growing up. And that was Ladybugs.
Oh.
It's a fun Rodney Dangerfield film. It's about Rodney Dangerfield is trying to adapt to this new family, and the son of the person he's married to is not liking him all that much. He's big into soccer, but can't get on the team for some odd reason. He ends up coaching this girl's soccer team, and they suck. So he ends up dressing up the boy as the girl and passing him off as a girl for the soccer team. He does it because he's after the he's after one of the players. So it kind of works out at the end. It's a fun little movie. It's pretty wholesome for Rodney Dangerfield, though it has a few jokes in it that push the line. I didn't get them as much when I was a little bit younger, but I get them now. 92. So I was starting to get some of those, but I didn't have as quite a dirty a mind as some people do at 13. Actually, it could be 12 at the time because 92, if it was early in the year. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's a good film, and probably one of the more wholesome Dangerfield films.
You say that, but I'm wondering if a certain particular contingent would consider that film just absolutely not, the people that are like, boys should be on a boys' team and girls should be on a girls' team and just leave it at that. And
I think a lot of people could go after it. You got people
right.
who are like, I could see people saying, well, this is making fun of the trans community. This is making fun of whatever. I don't know. People are gonna. If people want to be offended by it, they will.
Oh yeah.
If people don't want to be offended by it, they won't. That's
probably true. Yes. Yeah. Like, technically, one might make the argument that this one has a necrophilic subplot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends, I guess, on whether you call Celty dead or a spirit. Anyway, speaking of twisted romantic subplots, Sentai recently had a pretty nice sale, and I presented a very small order I placed from it, and I had mentioned that I had a second order. I don't know how this happened. I received both orders and promptly forgot that I'd received one of them. And for at least 2 weeks afterwards, I was wondering where my other order was. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, this one does include 2 items that have been on my list for some time. But I debated this one in particular. The other one was more of, do I have that? This one, though, I debated it actively for the longest time. Partly because it is supposedly rather twisted. But it finally came down to a rock bottom price, and I was like, screw it. Screw it, I'm getting it. And that's the series Dog and Scissors, which I kind of find out is loose in the case, apparently.
Well, the good thing is it's Blu-ray, so it'll...
And that's probably like the middle thing,
I would just, I mean, for me, I'd open it and restabilize it, but it's probably okay, because Blu-ray can take a beating much better than DVD.
And this is apparently the second edition that includes an English dub, so it's even more interesting that it came so cheap. But basically, this guy gets killed and comes back as a dog, who ends up in the care of his favorite mangaka. And it turns out that she is a not a pleasant person, let's put it that way. But because he's so madly in love with her, and he's a dog, he kind of puts up with it. So, like I said, I figured it was time I at least got it, and it was cheap. So, yeah.
Well, these next 2 are dollar store pickups, so very cheap. Which is good, because I don't think I know much about either of these. You might know some of these. So this first one is See How They Run, which is an interesting political piece. I think it's a documentary. Appearances by Bill Maher, Ariana Huffington, Sean Penn, Dianne Feinstein, Jesse Jackson, Jerry Brown, Regis and Kathy Lee, and George Schultz. I guess this is more of a left-leaning piece. 13 candidates, one amazing race. Who's left? In the spirit of such hit films as The Primary Colors and The War Room, See How They Run as the ultimate insider's look at campaign politics. In '99, celebrity mayor Willie Brown ruled San Francisco and appeared to be the shoo-in for re-election for a second term. 12 candidates wanted his job. But of these pretenders to the throne, only threat was a write-in candidate, openly gay city supervisor and stand-up comedian Tom Amiano. What ensued was a David versus Goliath showdown, mired in intense political backstabbing and media fighting. Lucky for us, was all captured on film. So it looks interesting. I like little documentaries, and to me, documentaries are probably some of the, other than music videos,
Right.
it's probably the weakest in my collection.
Right. That's
And
interesting.
it's kind of cool to pick up a cool one like that.
That sounds so familiar to me, but I can't. I know I haven't seen it, but I'm trying to remember why I'm thinking that. Hey, Anderson. It's my turn?
Yep.
So, again, the next one I kind of was like, do I have that? And then I'm quite reasonably sure that I did not, that this is a first pickup. And if nothing else, it was also pretty friggin' cheap. Like, I think both of this one and the next one, I want to say they were like $5 or $6 on Blu-ray. So, that's not bad at all. I could be remembering that wrong, but it's in that ballpark. And as the series Leviathan: The Last Defense, which looks fun. War isn't pretty. But if cute was a weapon, these girls could defeat any army. I don't know. Anyway, this looks like it could be pretty fun. I don't know a great deal about it. I feel like it got an okay reception when it came out. But it's one I've been wanting to get. And, again, you can't go too wrong for $6-ish. It's like 50 cents an episode, so whatever.
Well, my other Dollar Tree pickup is a film called Paperboy.
I do know that one.
Which I've never seen, but I'm curious. I mean, for $1, it's got Matthew McConaughey, Zac Efron, David. It's got a lot of cool people. I mean, John Cusack, Nicole Kidman. That's quite a cast.
It is one of the best performances I've ever seen from John Cusack. But that is one twisted ass weird movie.
A sexually and racially charged film noir from Oscar-nominated director Lee Daniels. The Paperboy takes audiences deep into the backwaters of steamy 1960s South Florida as investigative reporter Ward Johnson and his partner Yardley Aikman and chase a sensational career-making story with the help of Ward's younger brother Zach. So I'm curious about this. I mean, again, $1. I mean, it's worth checking out for $1.
Oh yeah.
Would you say this is worth $1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, I intend to get it for my collection, but I probably wouldn't want to pay much more than $1.
Well, that's what I paid, is $1.
Well, I wish I got the next one for $1, but I still got it for a decent price. I think it was $30 maybe, which is actually a pretty decent price for what you get. Sentai has been doing a lot of Steelbook re-releases, and for the most part I've held off because for the most part I feel like they're charging a whole lot for Steelbooks. And they're not bringing the price down all that much. But this one had a couple things going for it. One, it's a series I wanted. Two, it's a series I didn't have. And three, the Steelbook condensed the series with the movie to give us one pretty small condensed package. And I figured it was worth going for. And that is No Game, No Life.
Ah, cool.
Nice collector's edition here, which it's got a slipcover, as you can see. So you can't really see the steelbook all that well because I haven't opened it. But it does include the full series and the movie. And this is one I've been interested in seeing for a hot minute. You said you saw it, right?
I haven't seen it, but I own it. You own a better
Right.
edition than I do.
Right. I mean, that does look like that's pretty cool. And again, I'd like to get more of their steelbooks, but it's much easier to justify one I don't already have.
Yeah, that's true enough. I want to get the Roxavon one because it's just so much room that one takes up.
Right.
For this one, I wouldn't mind getting because I've got the premium of the movie, but I have the regular edition.
And that premium set's pretty cool
there.
looking.
But you know, it's that one's not a big one on there. I mean, Chunibyo is one I've thought about doing as a not a steelbook, but a combined one.
Did they do a steelbook?
I don't think they did a steelbook, but they did a
probably will
combined
eventually.
Ultimate Edition, which is there. So I'm ending this with a big pickup. Mo sent me a belated birthday gift, which is nice, and when I get myself together, I'm going to be sending you one for this month. So if you're listening, you'll be getting one eventually, once I can get it in the mail. And the one that he gave me here is a Evil Bong Gingerweed Man. Unfortunately, he didn't come particularly fully whole in the box. So, as you can see, he goes well with the Evil Bong. I also have a Ginger Dead Man, which is his father. So technically his father and mother, Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man. Unfortunately, his little bong kind of broke off in transit. But as you can see, the hand kind of grips it. And once I get some super glue on that bad boy, it's going to look like nothing happened to it. So the weak point this time was the bong, not the feet. So he's standing right next to his mom over there. And now the family is for the most part complete. There's a part of me that wants to get the resin of Ginger Dead Man just so I can have all three resins together as a nice little happy family. But still, that's nice. I always love these little statues here. They do a pretty good job of it. I want to see the Gingerweed Man movie, but I'm waiting until they get a physical release. And I'm starting to wonder, because it's been half a year now, and they still haven't had any talk of it. I'm hoping they will, because I really want to see it, and I really don't want to stream it. If they're not doing a physical release, I just, on principle, I don't want to stream it. I want to wait for a physical on it. So, get on it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed these pickups. If you did, of course, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Let's see what you picked up over the last so often. But we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.